What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of the GSX Revival series. In this episode, hopefully, we'll have this old girl running. So the plan is, put on these new carbs, and I have some gaskets right here. So figure out how to situate those down in the ski where they go, and hook up the throttle and choke cable, and then go from there. I have this little pump to get fuel in the new lines and through the new filter, so that way I know there's fuel at the carb when I go to start it. And hopefully it all goes to plan. So stay tuned, it's going to be a good one. Let's see how this goes. All right, new approach. No bottom screws, bolts yet. We'll try this again. So I figured this was a good time for a status update. I finally got the carbs in. As you can see, right down there, it's a little dark. But, yeah, that might be a better angle. Maybe a little. Either way, carbs are in. That part was pretty tricky, trying to start the bolts with the gaskets lined up. I ended up basically just using the 2 top bolts, feeding them through with the holes going through the gasket, and then I got those started, and I was able to move the gasket to line up with the bottom hole as I put the bottom bolts in, and got that all tight. I hooked up what I believe powers the fuel pump, just a little 1/4-inch line that goes to the carburetor on the front side. And I just finished hooking back up the throttle and choke cables. That was a little bit tricky just because you can't really see and it's some small nuts. But yeah, so that's good. Just gotta hook up a few fuel lines, leave the last one out so I can prime the system. Probably run to the gas station, grab some fresh gas, and we'll see what happens. All right, so I ran to the gas station, got myself some gas, and just mixed the oil in. Just gonna shake it up a little bit. Probably gonna put like 2 or 3 gallons in this tank. I'd like to get it up past the reserve pickup. Don't exactly remember how low that is, but I think that'll do it. Alright. Alright. She was pretty dry, so that's good. So the next step is, after I get some fuel in the tank, I'm gonna use my little primer bulb to prime the fuel system from the one line that I left off the feed to the carb. It's a 15-gallon tank, so this is a 6-gallon can, so basically it takes 2.5 of these to fill this tank. It's pretty crazy. Shooting for around 3 gallons, maybe 3.5. Alright, that should be, I think I'm gonna try and start it on reserve just so I know there's fuel. But that should be plenty to do so. Put the rest in the other ski. So I'm about to prime the fuel system, and this is my setup. I have this primer bulb right down there that I bought on Amazon for like 10 bucks. And I cut a piece of 1/4-inch line. I have it connected to the feed for the carb. At the side there's a directional arrow because there's a one-way valve in it. And then I have it connected to this piece of fuel line into the empty gas can that I just used at the gas station. So I'm gonna start pumping this thing, and as soon as I hear fuel coming out of there, it should be primed. So let's hope that that happens. I have my fuel selector valve on the reserve position, I think. So let's see. It's definitely sucking something. Check the fuel filter. I would say oh, the ball is filling up. The ball definitely has. Oh yeah. Yep, there's fuel. I'd say that part is done. Now to try and not get it everywhere, I'm gonna grab a rag. So we have successfully primed the fuel system. That was a lot faster than I anticipated. The thing works well. So we got fuel there, that means there's fuel in this hose. So as soon as I go to crank it over, it shouldn't be starving for fuel. Well guys, I have a hunch that nothing's gonna happen because I believe there are still some persisting electronic or electrical issues with this ski, but I slapped a battery in there, hooked the fuel line up, and we're ready to try it. So let's see what happens. The dash says error. I wonder if these keys need to be programmed. Because this is not a factory key. The whole dash lights up when I press the start button. And it's making no noises. Yeah, nothing. Well, some investigating to do. It's probably going to involve some form reading, but basically, after I sort whatever's going on with the computer or the electronics or the key or whatever it is exactly, she'll run fuel-wise. Everything's in, primed, carbs in, the little air cleaner's in. I left the air box off for now in case I gotta do something with the starter. 'Cause I don't know if the starter works either, to be honest. But that being said, I'm gonna probably revisit this another day, sort out these electrical issues. For today, I'm hitting the pond with the other ski. So thank you guys. Catch you in the next day. Thanks for watching.